Hey, it's Madi Mills.
And I'm Lauren, and this is The Weekend Roundup.
Welcome back to The Weekend Roundup, everybody. Happy Sunday.
We're good to see your faces again.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we're back for another week, another roundup, another story. And I know that we did say, you know, in the past that we're going to stop focusing so much on our personal lives and we're going to round up things more broadly. And we are going to do that after today.
Not today. Because today we're going to tell you all
a story. So get your snacks and get your drinks, get your coffee and your tea, because today we have quite the story for you.
It finally happened, everyone.
The moment you've all been waiting for.
We've been making this podcast for a year and a half now, I would say. That's a lot of Sundays. And finally happened. We've finally gotten some creative karma, which I'm so excited about.
So excited to share it with you all today.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really excited about it in itself, but definitely excited to share it. And we're going to jump right into it because this has the potential to be a long episode.
Yeah.
So shall we begin?
Yeah, go right. Let's just get right into it.
Okay. So this started when we decided to have a creative collaboration with somebody who we considered a dear friend.
Yes.
A dear friend. And take that as you will, because Lauren and I don't do a ton of creative stuff together. But there is one thing we do together. That's all I'm saying. You can figure it out.
I think if you've been in the Weekend Roundup cinematic universe for a while now, the TWRCU, you might be able to put this together.
Yeah, and if you can, we ask that you don't. Because you'll understand at the end. You'll get it. But yeah, so we're going to give this person that we did this creative collaboration with a name. Maybe, I don't know.
Aidan?
Aidan's a good name.
Aidan's
a good name. And, wow, that just took so long.
Rolled off the tongue.
Took a long time to think of a name there. Keep that in mind. Anyways, so now we've created this creative collaboration together. We created this creative collaboration, and
Us and Aidan.
We
worked together.
And this is when Aidan pitched us this creative project that he was going to be working on in the future, and pitched our involvement in the creative project. Mm-hmm. He wanted us to be
characters.
Stars, if you will. He wanted us to be famous.
Yes.
And so that obviously was compelling to us. You know, we thought it would be good for the show if we could, you know, collaborate with other creatives. Mm-hmm. And
also a lot of the things that we do creatively. Take a shot every time we say creative this episode.
This is going to be a creative one.
Every time you and I do something creative, oftentimes we are being ourselves and we're talking about our personal lives. And this was an opportunity to explore something different where we didn't necessarily have to be ourselves. Yeah. We could like take on a different persona, a different character,
a different role, if you will. So yeah, the project would happen in like a year, and he pitched that he wanted us to be featured as the characters in it. Laura was going to be in a pantsuit. That's really all I remember.
I just want to say I knew from the jump that something was wrong with this shit, because Maddie's role was the lead love interest. So, maybe we're gonna make out a little bit here and there. I don't know.
He said that. Aidan said that. He was like, "Would you be okay with like kissing me?"
And I was just kind of sitting there, and then I think he remembered I was there, and he turned and he said, "I have a role for you. You're gonna wear a pantsuit, be super bossy and bitchy." And then in one of the parts of this project, we're going to walk in on you like banging my roommate or something fucking insane like that. That was my role. That's what I was going to play.
That is actually so funny, though. They didn't have that. So
that didn't make the final
That didn't make the final cut. There is no character, but we'll continue. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was supposed to be the love interest, which my dream, honestly.
I'm so happy
to be a little Hallmark movie, have a Hallmark movie moment.
Yeah.
You know, I always said if we were going to do something after the podcast that was like creative and stuff, like I would be the podcast to actor pipeline, right? So like I was like, I would love to do this. Like I would love to act, whatever.
Me too. I would really love to act like Jamie Lee Curtis running around in a pantsuit. That was my
Jamie Lee Curtis is a badass.
No, I know.
Not even.
I wish I could wear a pantsuit like that.
But yeah, so keep in mind too, like we had kind of like a flirtationship, if you will, going into this. Like we definitely flirted. Like this, I was like, this is kind of like a move on his part, you know? Like I was like, okay, like we're friends, we've been friends for a while, and we were always flirting, and it was one of those things that's like, it's not if it's gonna happen, like at some point it's gonna happen, you know? Like, and that had always been our relationship, probably like, I don't know, however many years we were friends up until this point. So it had depth. Okay, our relationship had depth. And so I'm also intrigued, this is another good point, and me and Lauren both kind of thought this, like,
oh wait, yeah, okay, yes,
yeah, okay, so we're also intrigued because this guy fucking pulls. Like he pulls in a way that Lauren and I had never seen before.
Yeah, so there's obviously, when you think of someone who pulls, you think of somebody who like gets a lot of girls, gets a lot of guys. They're like, you know, when they go into a room, they're magnetic.
Riz, dare I say? I don't want to say it again.
Once again,
I'm like,
do they have the Riz?
Yeah, like but that whole thing.
The thing that was going on here that we were observing for a while, because we're very observant gals.
We're in the fields.
As you know, we're in the field getting research, is that oftentimes the girls that he pulled, they weren't just like girls that he would just like sleep with and then like they had a crush on him. No, nay. They were obsessed with him.
It became like an
with
obsession.
And a lot of the girls that these would happen to, we knew of, or they would talk to us. People talk to us about their relationships all the time anyway. And something that is so interesting is like they were barely hooking up.
Yeah, no, like
is what was going on.
It
like,
was very
they would just like
low
hang out.
level.
Yeah, they would just hang out, and these girls would become like utterly entranced and obsessed by him. So we would always say, you know, when he would start hanging out with a new girl, we'd be like, oh, that sucks, she's gonna get Aidan.
Yeah, like she's getting Aidan, right?
Which, I mean, like, you're not even really getting any dick out of it.
Yeah,
so
like it's, you know, it was just very
graphic,
intriguing. But it was very intriguing. Like we wanted to understand this more. So that also had like an effect. Like I was like, I want to be obsessed. Like I want to understand the obsession more. And so
we kind of
in our line of work,
sorry, we called him an enigma.
He's an enigma. Like it was like it's very intriguing and interesting how he does this and pulls this off. So in our line of work, we like to jump right in, get in the fields, and, you know, report back to you, obviously. So that's, you know, what we were trying to do. Yeah.
All right.
I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's the only reason I was intrigued by this person at all. So time goes by and we continue to collaborate with this person. Like, we continue hyping Aidan up in all of our creative projects. Like, we promote this guy to the fucking moon. Like, we go off. Like,
because that's what we really do
for our friends.
With all of our other friends who are involved in something that is like their own business or they're creative in their own sense, because it is creative karma. Like, you amp up other people, they amp you up. You kind of, that's how you create like mutuals or networking.
Yeah,
friends
exactly.
Kind of things.
And it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, you're a friend. We want the best for you. Mm-hmm. So that's, you know, we're obviously gonna try to like hype you up.
Yeah.
And so we did that. Like, we literally,
all the time.
Like, to the point where it was like honestly unnecessary. Like, we would just be like throwing their names around, like his name around, sorry. We'd be throwing his name around, like, in literally some of our most popular episodes. Like, it was like, we were just giving this person so much free promotion. It was insane. Don't get this energy back.
Literally ever. Like, it's almost like we're not even trying to promote them at this point. It's just, it's coming up because we naturally are supporting them. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going out of our way to support them.
Yeah. It's not like a planned thing.
But, like, not even a fucking like on Instagram. Not even a, hey, good app.
A share.
On your new, nothing.
Like, it would just be nice when, you know, if two people have platforms and one of you is like going above and beyond, which I can actually guarantee that we were.
Yeah.
Like, we were sharing links. If you're sharing somebody's link to buy or purchase something, like, that's people pay us for that, and we're doing that just because you're our friend, you know? So we weren't getting that energy back at all, and I don't even think we really minded, because we were like, you know, they're our friends, I get it, they're like trying to do their own thing, and like they already offered us this like huge creative collaboration that's coming up or whatever, so like at that point, you know, we'll both have parts in that'll kind of like make up for all this stuff that we're doing, right? So naive, honestly. We were so cute back then.
Yeah.
Fast forward a few months, and we're at this like super fun party
where everybody's just having a good time,
and the host
me especially.
So cool. The host is so cool. And you know, the party was great. Aidan was at that party. We were doing our, you know, same old bullshit.
Having a little flirty flirt.
Same old, flirting it up, you know, doing our thing. And, like, literally that night at the party, he says, like, the whole, well, like, it's not like a if it's gonna happen, it's a when it's gonna happen. Like, he, like, says that to me. Like, it's like, he's like, yeah, like, everyone knows, like, at some point you and I are, like, gonna be a thing. I don't know. And so it's like, yeah, like, definitely. So I'm like, talk soon, you know? Like, obviously that's the move. So later that night, party's over, I'm in bed, but I'm like, you know, the night is still young, you know? So I hit him up, and I hit him with a text or call, or I think I texted him, and I was like, you should come over.
Yeah.
And he was like, bet. So he's on his way to my house. I'm so nervous.
She's preparing to study the ins and outs of this guy. I want to know what really comes with the territory of being Aidan. I want to know how he does it. I want to know what his move is. I want Maddie to report every detail back to me the next day.
And keep in mind, like, we're naive at this time. I didn't realize, like, I thought, okay, I know him, like, I know what this guy's about. I know people get Aidan by him. Like, I'm like, it can't happen to me because I'm aware. Like, I'm aware. I'm walking into it. I know what's happening. Naive. So bad. Like, so bad. Ugh. I'm cringing. So he rolls up, and, like, this was, like, it was, like, awkward because
you're changing, the dynamics have changed. Even though you guys had just seen each other at a party, like maybe 3 hours beforehand, it was like totally chill. You guys were talking about how, you know, like, oh, everyone knows, like, we're gonna hook up or we're gonna be a thing.
Yeah, and it was like so flirty and casual at the party, but now it was like real.
Yeah.
It was like, he is
now
in my bed.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, holy shit.
And you're like, oh, this is my friend.
Yeah.
Like, and you had said before, like, you had never really, like, hooked up with any guy friends of yours before. That's great for you.
Well, there's a reason.
Yeah. The reason being that it can create some awkward tension, and yeah, being someone who dabbled in that a little bit, I understand the awkwardness.
Yeah. There was a lot riding on it.
The context is different.
We also had this weird, like, fake one-sided professional relationship that at the time we thought was reciprocated. So it was like, I was like, well, like, I don't want to ruin, like, anything we might have, like, this creative project coming up. And also, like, there's a very well-known fact that, like, if you are acting, it's pretty obvious that we're in an acting role for this, right? But, like, if you're love interest acting, you don't want to have sex or anything before because you don't want to ruin the tension.
So I'd never heard of this.
Yeah, this is a thing.
Before you brought this up, but now that you say it, so true.
It's so true. Like, you don't want to, if you have sex, like, what happens to the chemistry?
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Like, it could be dead.
Honestly, it's kind of more fun before you hook up with someone.
It always is.
Because it's like you're building,
yeah.
and then when you have sex, it's almost like it will never actually be as good as you.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it is, and that's fucking great.
Yeah.
But, like, I get what you're saying. I never would have thought of it that way, though.
Yeah, and like,
aren't you just a little professional? You being like, I'm sorry, I can't hook up with you because
if I'm gonna be your love interest, because I want it to be
actor.
Real. Like, I'm a professional actress, you know, whatever. But at the end of the day, he's in my bed, so what are you gonna do? It's a little too late for that. So, yeah, we get to talking. we get to talking and the nerves go away.
Yeah. Or do the nerves come up?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they come up.
So you got Aidan, and what was your... We're not done, but you realized his process of Aidaning, which we had a hunch.
We did have a hunch because it's not the most subtle thing in the world that he does.
It does jump out at you.
It does jump right out. Like, it stands out. So his thing is, like, basically to get you to unveil all your traumas to him. And it's like, okay, yeah. So, like, we get to talking, and it's very intense.
Right off the bat. Like, he's a very intense guy.
Yeah, intense dude. Like, in the sense that he really just tells all. And, like, we tell all.
Yeah,
you know?
but he tells all.
Yeah, like, he tells all. And I think he kind of expects you to tell all back. And, like, I'm, like, a pretty open person, so I'm, like, okay with that. But he was hitting things that, like, I was like, wow, like, you really see me. You know, like, you're seeing things that, like, people don't talk to me about.
So he's, like, talking to you about his perception of you?
Like, kind of. But, like, it was more, like, he was, like, picking up on, like, actual traumas that I've been through and, like, being like, oh, that's crazy. And, like, I was like,
I never told
how
you
do you
that.
know?
How do you know that? Okay.
Like, that's, like, weird. Like, it was weird. Like, I want to say... It was like he had a psych degree or something.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was like...
He was tuned in. So he's, like, giving you, like, a free reading, almost, one could say. And you're, like...
I felt like I was at a therapy session.
Yeah, okay.
But,
slutty
like,
therapy.
Yeah, it was slutty therapy. It was literally slutty therapy. So I was like, cool. So, yeah, we get to talking, make out...
Okay, so you're trauma dumping and making out.
Yeah, I think it happened after the trauma dumping. Like, we kind of, like, had, like, I was like, wow, well, I'll be there for you, or, like, some bullshit.
Okay.
You know?
So it seems like this could potentially be his, like, kink
move. I'm not sure what to call it, but it's definitely something. It's, like, yeah, it was something. I don't know.
So he basically gives you, like, a vulnerability hangover.
Yeah.
And, like, really gets into your...
He
fucks you emotionally.
Okay. I was emotionally fucked.
Yeah.
And then by that time, you don't want to have physical sex.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm just ready to
go to bed.
For bed. Nice. Have a good night.
That's why he never actually, like, hooks up with any of these girls.
Maybe.
And they never end up hooking up with him.
Maybe.
From what we've heard. And then they're like, they want to hook up with him.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, okay. See, we're seeing how it works. We're
somewhat getting it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still fucking weird.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a weird experience. And I also want to bring up, I don't think we put this in the notes, but so Lauren's brother was at the party that we were all at.
Oh my God.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, no, we can.
So Lauren's brother was at the party we were all at, and I don't know if you've seen Lauren's brother, but Lauren's brother is, like, essentially if Lauren was, like, a man on steroids and, like, was just, like, a really attractive man. No offense, Laura. I don't know how else am I supposed to pitch this story? And, like, it's so weird because any guy who I've talked to who has, like, seen Lauren's brother has been, like, just immediately so threatened by Lauren's brother. And I'm like, it's not like that. And that night, like, he kept talking about how attractive Lauren's brother is.
This has been an ongoing
to me, in bed.
Issue in Maddie's life.
This has happened at least twice.
An ongoing issue in my life for completely separate reasons. But Maddie's men.
Why am I involved?
I don't know
at all. Like, this should not be a problem for me. Like, I'm not tight with Craig.
And we even put out a whole episode on, like, you shouldn't get with your best friend's brother.
It's just like it's not on the table. Like, it's not a thing. But, like, for some reason, any man that I've been with has seen Craig and then been like,
had an immediate issue.
Has he been flirting with you? Like, what? And I'm like, I'm not friends with Craig like that. Like, I see him once a year at, like, Lauren's family gatherings. Like, it's like, yeah, like, it's not like that. And it was just so weird because he literally wouldn't stop talking about, like, he was, like, literally calling Craig, like, a god.
Yeah.
To me.
He's like, he's so hot.
And I didn't know what to say. I was like, I feel like you're in bed with the wrong person right now. Like,
you didn't leave the party with who you wanted to.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry. I can never be what Craig is. I can never be Craig. Brianna had the really good point of being like, it's because Craig is like the male gaze. Like, he is like, every man thinks Craig is like so hot. But like,
so yeah.
Yeah, it's the elephant in the room. And
nobody look him up. Nobody follow him.
There's that. And
moving
like
on from that.
Yeah, like I don't even know what the point of us telling that was, but I just
it's
feel
just
like
a weird layer.
It's just something to be said. Like, it's like, why is Craig involved ever?
Yeah.
I've literally gotten in fights with guys over Craig, and I'm like, I don't talk to Craig. Like, I literally don't talk to Craig. I don't even know Craig. I've met Craig like 5 times, actually. It's like, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Like, anyways, so I'm lying in bed with Aidan, and
after he's done drooling over
drooling over Craig, he's done trauma dumping, I'm emotionally exhausted, and he's like, well, like, why hasn't this happened sooner? Like, why hasn't this happened sooner? And like, valid question. Like, at this point, it was like, I don't know. Like,
it was so obvious that there was a vibe.
There was a vibe. Like, there has always been a vibe. And then I was like, well, dude, like, you're always on and off with your ex-girlfriend. I'm not trying to get involved in that. Yeah. I'm not trying to step in. I don't want to be involved in that. I have no interest in being involved in that. I honestly think they should end up together, but like, I don't want to be involved in that. Like, I don't want to be, and 2, there's also like, we're friends, so I don't want to do something and then have you guys get together and then we can't be friends anymore. Yeah. Like, that's kind of where my head was at. Like, I was like, I would rather just stay friends and have nothing ever happen. And then
do this one time and then get back with your ex, and then it's like, we can't be friends anymore.
Yeah. Which is like, yeah. So it's like, okay, fair, whatever.
So we actually had to come up with a name for his ex because she's just like so relevant in all of this. And we went with Sarah. Yeah. Nice and classic, Sarah. Respectful.
But he was like, we are so done.
Yeah,
like,
Dads was like, oh, like, we never really like happened because you're always so on and off with your ex. And just the way Maddie like explained it to me the next day, she was like, Aidan was like, oh, Sarah, me and Sarah are done. We couldn't be more done. Like, I'm like, he's lying.
Yeah. But I, of course, believed it. I was like, no, like, I don't know. He seemed like he really meant it. Like, I get it. I have been there, done that. I've been in relationships. And, like, I also I didn't know when they were done before this. Like, I didn't know anything other than the fact that.
From what he was, you didn't know anything different than what he was telling you.
Yeah, which was, they're done. So I believe
couldn't be more done.
Yeah, couldn't be more done. So I don't feel guilty about anything. We go back to normal. I go on. I'm texting him. And
so pretty PG sleepover.
Super PG sleepover. Like, it was just like 2 friends
trauma dumping and having a little kissy kiss and like, talking about Lauren's brother.
Yeah, like simple stuff that pretty much happens at every sleepover I have. And so I was like, great. And I proceed to text him every weekend after that, asking to hang out.
One could say
I'd been Aidan.
She had been successfully Aidan.
I'd been Aidan. And I was like, every time I texted him, I knew. I was like, oh, he's not answering.
That's
like, not even not answering. Because he would always, here's the thing, he would always answer. Like, he would always be like, oh, like, I can't tonight. I really want to, but I can't. Like, I'm working on this new creative project. Always has a creative project on the go.
I'm just grinding right now.
Just grinding. I'm just like on this creative grind.
I'm in my headspace. Like, I just gotta like focus on that.
I'm just like grinding on this creative project. So fair enough, like I was like, get the text out.
Okay.
I sent Lauren like so many screenshots, and I was like, I was so nice. Like, I can't believe how nice I was being, because I just genuinely like was trying to be a friend. And it's so funny. I think Laura should read it. But just say, anything, just say creative project.
Yeah, okay. Well, I just have to, from the beginning, his text to her is, I hope you had a good night. Maddie's response is, I threw up. And then, this is the fucking, we were going through the Weekend Roundup group chat trying to find these screenshots, and I literally was like, Maddie, I don't know what the fuck you were thinking sending this message.
I was trying to be a friend. Okay.
She said,
no, because also before this, I actually remember why I said this. Before this, he was talking about how, like, before the screenshot, he was talking about how he was having a really hard time with this creative project, and he was, like, not liking it at all, but it was in too deep that he had to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Which I understand.
So Maddie said, can I say this?
I don't think.
Okay.
I think that gives it away.
Hoping your
creative project
is going okay. I know I don't need to tell you, but it's so normal to get frustrated when doing a creative project, and you're so close to being done. Just keep going and think about how good it's going to feel when it's all over. So that was at 6 a.m. She texted him again at noon saying...
That's where I'm...
Why did I do that?
Like, the nice message is one thing. Like, okay, fine. I stand by that. But the double text is something I can't endorse.
She said, still blah, 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 I assume. Something related to the project.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to hang out with him again.
And then he said, that last message from you was so cute.
I was down bad.
And then he said, I have a wedding that I have to go to, but I can hang out next weekend. And she said, yeah, next weekend.
Bet on it. No. Did we hang out the next weekend? Nope.
Oh, another screenshot I just want to add. I don't know where this landed in your timeline.
In our chronology.
But Aidan also texted her, let's start a sex podcast called The Weekend Pound Up. I don't know about you. Getting pounded up does not sound intriguing to me.
It's not something that ever happened.
The message right above that is, Lauren scared me. I thought that your last episode was about me. So I don't know what I did. Sorry.
I hate to say it, but this episode is.
This one is. Get scared, motherfucker.
Like, that's brutal.
Yeah.
That's brutal. But, like, here's the thing.
Oh, you know what it was?
What?
That was Guys with Girlfriends.
Oh!
Oh my god, if the shoe fits.
It's a little full circle.
If the shoe fits.
Yeah, because the name of the episode was Guys with Girlfriends, and he freaked. And I actually remember that. He was stressing. But it's like, dude,
why are you stressed?
You've always told me that you never had a girlfriend.
Yeah, so why
when
are you
we were talking.
out?
So it's like, so I'm a little concerned why you're concerned.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks. Anyways. Wow, that's, yeah. Basically, so this goes on for like about a month, and then
of her being like, let's hang out, and he's like, okay, and then he's like, oh, I don't
even think it was I think it was like 3 weeks.
That's a month.
4 weeks is a month. It was less than a month of me being down bad. And so Easter Sunday rolls around, you know, the Lord's Day.
Lord's Day.
And so I'm like, perfect, it's a long weekend. He's probably not working on his creative project tonight, so this is it. This is my last attempt at trying to hang with this guy.
Maddie said, I'm going to text him to hang out, but this is my last hurrah. Like, if he can't hang out this time, like, I'm just so over this.
Because I was like,
I'm not getting anything out of this.
I can't keep texting him and getting rejected. Like, you can only do that so much without it really starting to affect how you feel. You know? Like, I was like, this sucks. Like, and like, also I was like, I'm very much like, okay, I like to go for what I want, but at some point you gotta call it.
Admit defeat.
Yeah. Like, so I was like, okay, fine. I'll admit defeat if tonight it doesn't work out.
It doesn't work one last time.
Cause I do have to I just have to see. So I invite him over after family dinner, whatever, and he says yes.
I'll be over after some ham.
Yeah, after some motherfucking ham, after his Easter dinner
and potatoes
situation, and I was like, okay, amazing. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, guys,
it's actually happening.
Yes, so amped. And a few hours later, he texts me, hey, Easter dinner's running long.
You know how it goes.
I can't hang.
Too much to
As if he
about.
Didn't come over at 3 a.m. the first time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, how long is Easter dinner really going?
As if he doesn't stay up all hours of the night working on his creative projects.
Yeah, like, okay, fine, whatever. But I was like, okay, totally get it. Like, at this point, I'm still so understanding. Like, I'm like, totally get it. Totally understand.
I was like, I think you should give him one other one because it is Easter Sunday. Like, just try again, Maddie, one last time. Like, I was like, I don't know, give it another chance.
Yeah, like we were kind of like in the vibe of like, okay, fair, it's a holiday, it's a family holiday, whatever. And so thank God that I made the decision that this was the last time that I was going to reach out, because
I got this.
Yeah. Do you want to handle it? Yeah. I get a text
from her lovely, lovely roommate,
who was obviously at the house when he came over the first time. So my roommate knows my business, you know?
Her roommate texts her and says, "Hey, I have tea about Aidan." And Mills goes, "Oh my gosh, he literally just said that he can't come over tonight. I literally think he does this to get people to..."
What did I say?
"I literally think he does this shit just to get people to support his different creative endeavors or something." So Maddie's feeling a little pissed. She's understandable, but she's pissed. Or she's understanding, but she's pissed.
I'm definitely... Maybe I'm remembering it wrong now that I'm reading the text. I'm like, maybe I was pissed.
Yeah, maybe I was pissed off.
I was like, I feel like it wasn't pissed off as I was disappointed. And like, that was also genuine. I do genuinely think that that's part of why he Aidan's people.
And yeah.
Like, to get support.
Groupies.
Yeah. Dare you say groupies. Like, I can't lie. Like, I would flirt with guys to get them to listen to the podcast. I would do that.
I quite literally do the opposite.
I'm like, it's on my Hinge profile. Like, it's literally like, at the weekend roundup. Yeah. Like, might as well put it out there.
And so she says, "Yeah, and I know why." Maddie says, "Why?" Her roommate says, "He's at his ex's house for Easter dinner."
Damn.
So,
what a drop that was. She goes, "Yeah, and I know why." Like, I love the drama that my roommate fed into there. Like, I eat that up. She knew that was going to be read on the podcast one day. She was like, "I know why he bailed."
So essentially the reason that this happened is because Maddie's roommate followed one of his family members who was posting like pictures of the table and videos of the family all eating together or whatever. And if you look in the corner, you can see Aidan and Sarah sharing a fucking plate of ham dinner together and praying over Jesus.
Like, I mean, talk about an L. That is brutal, you know? Like, fair enough. I totally get it. Like, but no, I don't.
I don't get it at all.
I don't get it.
I don't get it at all. Because if you're having Easter dinner, at what point did you plan to slip away
and
to
like go
hang out with you?
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, so you were literally hanging out that day with her and family.
Yeah, and your Meemaw.
Like, and then you're gonna come hang, or like say you're gonna come hang. Like, it makes me think the whole time it was like he was never gonna come.
That makes way more sense, because it's so fucking weird of him to think that he was gonna have Easter dinner with Sarah,
like, I don't think
his ex-girlfriend, and then leave and go to your house.
But ex-girlfriend, like, at that point I think they're probably dating. Like that's the thing. Like, it's so, you never know where they stand. So it's like, I just didn't want to get involved in that, and then I did, and I regretted it. I was like, that, now I just feel like a dumb bitch. Like, I felt like I was, honestly, quite frankly, I got Aidan'd.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, you just get Aidan'd, and it's like,
you don't even mean to. It's like a slippery slope.
It is such a slippery slope.
You know, it started off as you being like, "Oh my gosh, like, Aidan flirts with me," but he flirts with everybody, and then it was
like I would, for years, I just was like, nah, like, it's not a thing.
The second you gave him an inch, though, you were gone.
You slip right down the fucking hill.
Yeah,
you know, it was just brutal. So that sucks, obviously, but. So, and then after that, I'm like, okay, obviously I'm not going to keep asking him to hang out. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like, and like, it just makes me wonder too. It's like, he was probably telling her, like, I was just texting him every weekend. And like,
she's obsessed with me.
Like, it definitely just made me look so fucking crazy. And like, I was definitely down bad, but like, not in the sense of like I was trying to like steal him from her. You know what I mean? Like, it just brutal. But you know what? Fair enough. I'll take that narrative. I'll take that narrative and run with it, because I'm done. So I, stopped talking to him completely. Like, literally don't speak to him at all. Like, kind of out of the blue. And like, he's like an intuitive guy. Like, he can put together, like, if
that your text stopped coming
yeah
through.
Like, especially if you're texting someone every weekend multiple times, trying to hang out every weekend, and then you just like ghost, like that's a change of behavior, which is how to get anyone's attention. Just saying, putting that out there as like a tip. Like, if you just change your behavior, they'll come running. But he obviously didn't, because he had a girlfriend, so we just like didn't talk. And then I move on. I get a new boyfriend. I live my life. And like, if you were him and you didn't know that I knew that he had Easter dinner with his girlfriend, it would probably seem like I just fucked off and ghosted him and just randomly got a new boyfriend, even though me and him were like kind of a thing.
It's kind of funny that he like would even notice or care, because he was so busy trotting his girlfriend around his family. Like, I don't understand how he noticed that your behavior changed, or why he gave a fuck that you got a boyfriend.
Like, well, that's where my confusion came in. Like, I was like, why would it matter? Because I was so over it by that point. Like, I had like, I really, like, I was down bad, and then I was not, you know. It was like, okay, I'm moving on, I'm done. Because I feel like I can like get over things pretty quickly, just because I have
but it was also like
doing so.
It was also like there wasn't even that much to get over, because you really only had that one night together,
and
where
then we
you
never
weren't
hung out
friends,
again. Yeah, exactly.
you know?
And then we literally never hung out again, and like, he ignored my texts, so it was like, okay, whatever. So then it's time. This is when it gets fucking funny. Then it's time for the big creative project that we're supposed to, you know, be involved in and all this stuff. We had known about it for a year in advance, and I had like rehearsed my lines. I fucking knew my lines.
The script was given to us.
I was like on FaceTime with Lauren Bree, being like, these are my lines. I'm saying my lines, acting and stuff. I can't say them obviously, but I don't remember them. But like, I was ready to be involved in this project.
She was taking it serious.
I was taking it serious, as you like. I was ready to fully not hook up with him, simply because I wanted to have chemistry on screen. Like, I was like, this is my big break, you know. Like, I don't know why I thought of that like that way, but like, I was just excited to be involved in like some kind of acting endeavor, because it was just like something fun that I've always wanted to try, and this was like such a easy, fun way to try it that's like not super serious. Like, I was like, oh, I'm just helping out a friend, you know. So that was kind of how we were thinking about it. But then it was weird, because I felt super weird participating because of like what went down. He like didn't even know that I knew about the whole Easter thing. Yeah, that's the thing,
is like, we saw all the Instagram and like social media posts, all the evidence of him obviously being back with his ex, going to Easter dinner together. That's like, you're dating.
That's serious enough that I need to take a step back.
Yeah.
Or like, he shouldn't be texting me at all.
You know what I mean? Entertaining the idea
like,
of coming over.
There shouldn't be any entertainment. Like, I didn't understand. I was like, wow, okay. So I thought it was like disrespectful to my boyfriend at the time also to be like involved with this, when like I had like liked him, and then it didn't work out, and then I'm like, I'm going into this like acting thing with him where I'm like playing this like love interest, so I'm like really hesitant. So I'm like not really like trying to rehearse with him and like go hang out with him just to rehearse. Like, I was like, I'll just like figure it out on my own, you know. So it's not super shocking when a week later he tells me that I'm not going to be playing that role,
the love interest. But
what is super shocking is that his girlfriend's now playing that role.
Sarah has
now the role. And it's like, okay, fair, I guess. But like, I don't know. That's obviously a little bit of a shit, you know, a shit on me. Like, literally just shit on my face. Why don't you like, okay.
And I remember his reasoning is he was like, yeah, I don't know, Sarah was pretty hesitant about you playing that role. Yeah, no shit, bro.
Like, fair enough that she was hesitant about me playing that role. Like, you probably told her fucking weird shit about me.
Yeah, you probably lied to her. Yeah, told her all this crazy stuff.
I just can't imagine the narrative that she heard.
Yeah, God knows.
So I'm like, okay, like, fine, you know, whatever. But then he was like, but don't worry, like, I'm going to make sure there's still a part for you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to I'll write you in a part.
Yeah.
Can I just say that my pantsuit role had been long forgotten?
Like, that was just never
that was never in this part. Now that it's over and we've seen the final, I don't know where that was supposed to fit in. Like, I think that was also him shitting on my face.
Yeah, he basically just took a huge shit on our face. And so that sucked. And so he sends me this new script, and he wrote
her into the script.
He wrote me into the script. He wrote a whole new part and like plot line to this whole fucking thing. So it seems like he had some time on his hands. I'm just saying. And
for edits and
revisions, and maybe even to hang out. I just putting that out there too. I don't know. Just while we're at it. And so I read the script, and it's literally like a twisted version of what had happened between us. Like, it was like, basically in it, we were dating and then break up.
Went on a break.
Went on a break, and then I don't talk to him for like months, and then I get a boyfriend.
And don't even like tell him. Like,
I don't tell him, and he's shocked, and he's disappointed and hurt and all this shit. And I was like, I'm not participating in that. Like,
so sorry, I am not gonna do that.
Imagine if we had one of our ex-boyfriends come on the show and just like admit to all the shitty stuff that they did to us, but like we just lie and they have to like agree with it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it would be. Like, we just had a guy on the show and we were like, yeah, and then this motherfucker cheated on me, and he's here like, no, I didn't.
And we're just like, yeah, you did.
Like, you did. Like, that's literally what it would be. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, yeah. And I was already like, have this new boyfriend. Like, and it was like, also the script is like fucking rude to my boyfriend also at the time. Like, I can't participate in it when he's like shit talking my boyfriend on it.
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, I can't. Like, I just can't. So I was like, hey, I can't do this, whatever. I can't do this. I was like nice about it. I don't remember what I said, but I backed out. He was like, okay, cool, whatever. Don't talk again. Okay. And keep in mind, when I read this script, like, he sent it to me and he was like, yeah, like, your lines are all the ones that just say Maddie next to it, but like, we have to, like, we'll change the name. We're just doing Maddie just because, so you know what lines are yours. Okay. So, I don't know, a few months later, whatever, this big project is finally released. Okay. Yeah. And as a supportive friend, and also as someone who knows the script is like low-key shitting on me, like, I am intrigued. Obviously, I'm gonna fucking watch it. Like, I read the script and I was like, it's just literally like kind of about me. Like, it's like, I know what it's like now to have an episode released, and I'm always like, oh, like, I would listen to it.
Creative karma.
It's creative karma, yeah. Like, I was like, I do want to see how this went down. Like, I was like, I'm just intrigued. So I watch it, and imagine my surprise when in the first 3 minutes, my name is dropped. Like, straight up, Maddie. He's like, oh, Maddie and I just broke up. And I was like, what
the fuck?
I was like, I thought I was dreaming. I was like, is this a fever dream? Is this fake? Like, what is going on? And then it turns out that the whole plot line is like in there, and Maddie is like this fucking villain who
cheated on him
and like or like ghosted him when they were on a break, and like got a new boyfriend. And like, he, in the script, it's like he literally is like, that guy looks racist, and like all this shit like about the boyfriend.
I didn't watch it. I didn't know he said that.
Dude, yeah, like, he says like mean shit, and I'm like, that's my name, so I'm gonna assume that's me, and like, I'm gonna assume that guy is my boyfriend currently. You know?
Your ex, he just was getting shit on, like, publicly, every platform.
No.
Like, imagine.
This guy had to, like, no wonder we had to break up. You know, this guy was literally shit on.
TMZ was next. Roberozzi.
The Weekend Roundup hated him. This creative project hated him. Like, he had no shot of being publicly known
next
as,
thing you know, it's gonna be like that Spider-Man poster. It's the billboard that says public enemy #1. No. It's like Maddie's ex-boyfriend.
Like, that's literally what it was. And I felt bad. So I was like, this sucks. But like, this only came out after we broke up, so like, obviously he doesn't even know. But like, still, I was like mad about it. I was like, you can't say that, you know? Like, you can't say someone looks.
He doesn't know him.
Yeah, like, so you don't know him at all. I don't even know if you know what he looks like, to be honest. Like, I don't post his face anywhere. Like, I never did. So it's like,
yeah, he did.
Did I?
Yep. You look slutty in those pants.
Oh, yeah. He looks cute in that picture, but whatever. I mean, like... Anyways. So, the script, yeah, I didn't think they would, like, not change the name. I was like, whoa. Like, because even we have the decency to change the fucking name. You know what I mean? Like,
we even say things like creative project to keep...
Yeah, like, we could have fucking outed this guy so easy this episode. We were literally gonna use his name, because we were like...
You use our name, we'll use your name.
But at the end of the day, I just don't want anybody... Like, I don't want to promote this guy any more than we already have.
Yeah, that's the thing. We have put so much of our time and effort into promoting their shit and being like, go watch this, go do that, go, like, you know, support them. And like we said, we don't get anything in return. And then they shit on Maddie and
then I get absolutely annihilated in the creative project. I was like, okay, well, I don't want to direct people to it. I don't, like, if you figure it out, you figure it out. But... I'm not trying to, like, it's honestly, it might be petty, it might be my ego, but I'm done promoting. Like, season 3, no promotion for these guys. He posts and says, what was your favorite line from the creative project? So obviously I'm like, well, my favorite line was when you said, Maddie is a fucking bitch, or, like, whatever the line was. He didn't actually say that, but, like, I don't remember what the line was, but I, like, verbatim.
It was, like, Maddie left me for another guy.
Yeah,
or something like that. Stupid.
So, obviously, I send that, and, because it was just, like, the opportunity was, like, way too perfect not to. But he answers with this bullshit. Just wait, let me find it. Did not have time to change the character name, Cryface. Hope you had a laugh.
Did we look like we're laughing, girl?
I didn't think it was funny. I'll be honest, I did not think it was funny. I don't even think anything in the project was funny, to be honest. Like, it was not really that funny. So I was like, maybe I'm biased, but, like, no, I didn't have a laugh. I'm having a laugh now when we're doing our own creative project. Like, I was like, are you kidding me? You didn't have time to change we thought of a name on the spot this app. Like, you had time to rewrite a whole plot line in about me, but you couldn't have changed the name. The name, you could change the name in 30 seconds. Oh, Matilda.
Bailey.
Jenna.
Georgina.
Jessica. You know,
there's so many names. Just look through all the girls you follow. Pick one of their names.
Like, yeah. You know? So at that point, I was like, I just didn't answer that. And I was like, hey, Laura, hey, Brie, I have an episode idea.
It's called Creative Karma.
And so, yeah, that is where we are. We kind of realized at this point, and I think it was a little before this, but we realized that we were never really friends with Aidan. Like, I think we were friends with Aidan, but I don't think Aidan was friends with us.
But I think that's just how it's, like, been, because I became friends with him, like, a long time ago, just before I even started this podcast, before I even met you, I had met him. And it was just, like, always like that. Like, it was always, like, you were his friend, and he was, like, he knew you.
Yeah. It was, yeah. So it's like, oh, okay. I see how it is.
Yeah.
And, like, how naive to think that we actually were friends. And we were, like, promoting their stuff. Like, I don't know. Just really disappointing. And sucks to find out that you're not actually friends with someone. Like, that... Yeah. That's a brutal blow. Like, it's like finding out that your guy friend, like, only wanted to fuck you the whole time.
Yeah, it's like the complete opposite. But, like...
It's like he just didn't want...
No, he didn't want anything to do with us. Like, at all. Ever.
That's brutal. But it's so true. Like, it's like, he would give you enough that you were, like, thought you were kind of, like, friends and you were good. But it's like, at the end of the day, we weren't. I hope this brings clarity to him on why we actually did stop talking. I think...
How was your fucking Easter ham, buddy? Tastes like betrayal?
I don't know. Like... Did it taste like... Lies?
Did it taste like taking a shit on our faces?
That's what it tasted like to me. That's what my Easter dinner tasted like. Shit. Tastes like your shit in my face.
But we really don't care.
Yeah, but we really, like, we're really over it. Like, it's just...
Your pride hurts hurts when you think you were friends with somebody and then you're not.
You're not even on the radar.
No.
Like, not even
They actually kind of hate you.
Like, it's like, you don't do that to your friends. I've made a bad episode about so many people, but only when they deserve it. And that, I stand by that. And that is what I like about our show. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not out to get anyone unless they fuck us up. Yeah. Then it's free game. Like, I just want to say you started it. Like,
we'll fucking end it, bitch.
I'm putting it out there.
Talk soon.
Yeah, like, you did start this. You dropped your creative project. So I think it's only fair that I drop mine.
And we hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Anyways, great app. Talk to you guys next Sunday. Yeah.
Stay real, motherfuckers. We love you.
Talk soon.